Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch. Perhaps you've heard of the Corona game engine. It was started in 2009 by two ex-Adobe developers, basically key players from the Adobe Flash ecosystem, went off and created their own game engine. And they did it at the perfect time. They caught it on the upswing of mobile game development, and Corona was quite the player for quite a while. And this was back in the days where there were commercial game engines. You used to basically buy it for $200 or $300. And back then, hell, you had to pay for Unity at $200 or $300 a month or $400 a month or whatever. And there was other game engines such as Marmalade, and then Corona, of course. So that was back in the days when you could still sell game engines. And the world's changed a bit since, and in 2017 they were bought and they made it free. And now, though, since making it free, they've also made it open source with a gigantic asterisk. And we'll get to that in a second, because I'm not 100% certain for a majority of people that this is actually good news. And that mostly stems from the license they chose. So, if you've never heard of it, Corona is a mobile-focused, I think that's fair to say, Lua-powered cross-platform game engine. It's got like 1,000+ API calls, so a lot of the things that you need to do over the last 10 years have been developed for it. So if you're creating a 2D game, chances are there is already an API in there to use. Plus, it's Lua powered, which I actually think is one of the most easy to learn, easy to use scripting languages out there. So that part is all definitely wins. Plus, they have a full marketplace so that if there is something that you don't have, there's chances that there is an offering in the marketplace. This is actually, I think, how they've been making money the last little while. So what is this about going open source? Well, this was actually announced a couple months ago, but they finally released the source code yesterday, which is why I didn't really bother covering it, because we are going to go open source isn't really that much of an announcement. We went open source, that's much better. And that's exactly what happened here. So basically they're saying, yeah, they were bought in 2017, and we were talking about going open source since that point going forward. So they were bought by Apple Deal, and I think their entire intention was to make money off of advertising and out of their marketplace, and I don't think that really worked out. So now they're going to the open source market. And what they're saying is the open source model will bring more visibility and flexibility to the development process by allowing visibility into exactly what the engine team is working on and where the project is going, and by contributing valuable new features that will spearhead Corona to the next level. Additional benefits for business include the potential to acquire a commercial license for source code and customize the engine for specific commercial projects. So yeah, there's that. Now they're also saying that they're going to continue developing it. They're also going to continue developing their plugin ecosystem and infrastructure and their online build system and all that other stuff. So them going open source doesn't mean that, hey, we're done with this project here, guys, have fun. In fact, this actually feels to me like they're trying to get a new revenue stream out of open source, and I'll get to why in just a second. But you'll see here details. Most of the Corona code will be open sourced except for some plugins, the Corona marketplace, coronalabs.com, and the build infrastructure. They have a cloud-based build option built in that is not getting open sourced as part of this. So this is all sounding pretty good so far, right? So why do I have a bit of a negative vibe in my coverage of this guy? Well, there's two things in life I hate. I hate peanut butter. Sorry, guys, I do. I really do. And I hate the GPL v3 license. The v3 license is terrible, except for under one very specific circumstance. If you are developing an ecosystem that you want the entire ecosystem to be open sourced, GPL v3 is perfect. That was what it was designed for. It is an effective license, meaning that if you use that source code, you in turn need to release your source code, which is great if you want to have, say, an operating system where all of the core parts of the operating system that are built on that core source code are also therefore open sourced. Their GPL v3 is a very useful license, and I don't fault it. Me as a developer or me in a commercial capacity, I would never touch a GPL v3 product ever. It's an effective license, as I said. So basically what it boils down to, and they sum it up perfectly right here, you have to make your source available. So if you use their source code to develop a game, even if you don't change their source code, you therefore have to make your source code available to everybody. You can still sell your project, but all your source code needs to be made available. So that means in a world of asset flipping, there's going to be another version of your game out there within a week. And that's just kind of the downside of forcing open source in the world of game development. Now, of course, if you don't want to go down this road, well, they've always got the option of negotiating a commercial license with Corona Labs. And like I said, I think this is kind of them going for a new revenue stream. And at the end of the day, though, like this sounds pretty awful. And earlier, these were the only two comments. And I actually was speaking with the developer in Reddit to a certain degree, or I addressed them. And then this third point was finally added. So you do not, if you stick to daily builds and releases, in other words, if you stick to binary pre-built versions of Corona Labs, things stay the same as they were. This wasn't clear before, and now it has been clarified. And that does make this a bit better. So basically, if you are using the free version of Corona as it stands right now, you can continue to make commercial games completely for free. Just do not touch the source code. Do not go anywhere near the source code. And you can even get into this weird sort of, well, did you access the source code? You owe us a license kind of thing. Just blinders on, stay the hell away from it, unless you want to negotiate a commercial license with them or you want to release your project as open source. There's no middle ground here, and there's where I can't stand the GPL3 license, to be honest. So that is the announcement. Now, again, there was some clarification going on, and here's the comment I made back, and then nicely this third point was added. So you can now at least have that binary version. The binary version does not change anything. So if you just do the downloads off their website, that one continues to be free. And hopefully it remains that way forever. Now, the source code itself is now up on GitHub. As they mentioned above, there are some aspects like the build system that are not part of this release, and they could be adding more over time. Once again, it's under a dual GPL v3 and proprietary license. And then you got some of the marketing points of why you go ahead and choose Corona. And you know what? There are a lot of reasons to choose Corona. It's easy to use. I do love Lua. It's very battle tested. It's supposedly quick to work with. It's pretty well documented. There have been thousands of apps created with it. Apparently, there's a community of 200,000 developers. You've got the simulator to make life easier and quicker to work with. And as I said earlier, it has a large API that has been developed over years of battle testing. So this is a game engine with a decade of refinement behind it. But again, it's actually, I shouldn't call it an engine. It's a framework. There is no IDE. This is a code framework for developing games. So that's the news of the day. Again, I'm not 100% certain that for the majority of people, this is going to be good news. It's got an effective license that if you're in the open source community and you're developing open source, I guess this is just win-win across the board. If you're an existing Corona developer and you want to continue to create your games for free, just stay away. Stay the hell away. Yeah, so that's that. And I actually kind of wonder even if you wanted to like contribute to the source code, could you download the source build and then just keep that completely separate, but continue to use the binary build and then just hope your contributions go upstream and then come back downstream so you can use them again? Even that's really stupid, because what it means is that if you want to contribute to the Corona project as part of an open source project under this GPL v3 license anyways, that means you have to kind of work in a black box, hope that your commits are accepted, and only after they are accepted and bundled into the official binary release can you actually use them in your commercial project without negotiating a custom license. Ugh, God, I hate GPL v3. Anyways, that's it. That's where I'm going to end. I'm going to otherwise just keep ranting about either peanut butter or GPL, and I don't want to do either. So let me know what you think. Have you used the Corona game engine in the past? And if so, are you excited that it is now available in free form? Or are you kind of in the same school of thought as I am, that the fact that it has the GPL v3 license, even with that proprietary negotiation option on the side, it just kind of renders this a completely moot or even a negative announcement? I'd love to hear what your comments are down below. I want to know if I am alone in my malignment of the GPL v3 license. If you guys think, hey, no, there's a great opportunity and you've got blinders on because you're hatred, and here's how this is good news. Because I would love to hear it, because I'm not hearing them. I can't see where the good news is on this one unless you're already working in a fully GPL v3 world, and there's like 5 people working in that world. So love to hear from you guys. Let me know. Comments down below. And of course, links as always will be down below too. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.